welcome back to the channel. It's Chad here, and today I'm going to show you a brand new video. We had a comment from someone that basically said, can you make a beat just on the machine hardware itself? So not focusing on the screen today, just on the hardware. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So we've already loaded in a sample, so that is all good to go. We just need to chop it up. So for that, we're going to go up to here. We're going to hit sampling. It's going to bring this up here. You can see the level popping up here from my microphone. If we wanted, we could sample that, but we're not doing that today. So here we have the sample laid out. So yep, if we go to slice, we can go back. Pick what we want. Now we're going to go back just a wee second, so we'll hit off sampling and put that to ADSR just so that it doesn't play the full thing. So we want to hit triggering parts, so we might use these, we might not. We want all these little tools. Right, so we're going to go off sampling now. We're going to go back to the arranger. We're going to delete that just now because we don't need that. So we're going to back to our standard. We're not going to have a big massive pattern here. Again, we'll go back to ADSR. We're going to hit fixed velocities just so we have everything sitting at the one level. So we have all these little parts from the intro of the sample, but the main part I want to use, as you probably have guessed, is this part here. So we're going to go and clean this sample up just a little bit. Now for that we're back into sampling. We are up at slice, but we're going to edit. No, we're not. We are going to pick each sample. So if you wanted to maybe bring this one a little bit further forward from where it is, so you go to edit. And what we would do is we'd hit this so you can see it says the play range, start and end. So if I wanted that there, that is that one sorted. Go on to your next one. all sounding good, they're all pretty spot on. So for this one, I want this to be a bit closer, but I can hardly see it. So what we do is, we'll move over and we'll try and get some zoom in on this one. If the machine wants to play ball. Move along, there we go. Getting a bit closer now, yeah. So you can see that gap there. Just up here, we've got a little bit of space there just before it. So we're going to kick that along just a little bit. So I want that to be like a middle part or an intro, the do 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 boom, and then the sample drops in. Do you know what I mean? To make it sound nice. So we'll hit apply on that bad boy. Apply again. Off sampling. So there we go. We've got that. So again, back to Arranger. So that's how you're going to get to this screen here. It's going to show you just how to do it just on the machine itself. And there you go, mixer. That's going to show you your levels. Maybe we want to stick this to like, I should kind of see its sweet spot. Mine's is usually between 90 and 95 BPM. We want that boom bap, do you know what I mean? So that's where we're going to sit. We're going to sit generally between 90 and 95, give or take. But if the sample commands it, we shall bow down to it. But we can bend it to our will as well. So let's get back to it. So if we're using these up here, these are going to navigate between master, group and sound. Now for the purposes of this, we are working with the sound. It's all pretty user friendly on the machine when you're doing it on the hardware, sorry. So we might want to pitch this up. So you would use this here. So let's give it a go. We need to get the metronome on. So for the metronome, you would just hold shift and metro right there. Shift, metro, and that's going to give you your clicks. So we're going to hold pattern. We're going to hit delete because we do not need that one. We don't need that one either, and we don't need that one. So yeah, if you want to just like sometimes when you, well all the time when you sample and you hit apply, what machine will do is spread the sample out. It'll just guesswork, it'll just throw everything out there for the entire length of the sample, and you're never usually going to use that. So that was how you would delete that. You would hold pattern and that will bring up all the patterns that you have loaded. So we have none now. So let's hit record to get our part mapped out there, and let's give it a little play. Right, so for the length, so we're going to hit section, scene section, and we're going to make the length 2 bars. So there we go for that. Let's go for 2. So we're going to adjust the tempo slightly. We're going to pop this up to 95. So for that you would just hit the tempo button. You see that's lit up there. Tempo, and then just adjust with the button right here, the 3D decoder. So for tempo, we're going to bring it back down. Let's see where we go with that. So yeah, before we start, we're going to hold shift, we're going to hit record. It's going to give you a 3-second intro, like countdown. So 1, 2, 3, start hitting the pads, yeah? Let's give that a go. So we're at 7 on the pitch for this one, 92 BPM. To turn the metronome off, all you do is hit shift, metro, and it takes that off. I'm going to pop that back on just to try and get this lined up, so you can hear it's not completely hitting perfectly. So we're going to bring the metronome, the BPM up slightly. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to quantize it, so we're just going to get everything to shift. So if I go up to arranger, no, don't go to arranger, go here, back to plugin, and we go for shift and quantize. So that's just going to bring snap everything in line. Put that up to 95 BPM. I do believe that is sounding pretty nice. So we're going to use that as our main sample going forward. Right, next we would like some drums. So for drums, we're going to go to browser, we're going to project groups, yep, just like that. We can cycle through some kits. Now you'll get a little preview. like the sound of that for the purposes of this. So when we're happy, so we'll select a new group and then we'll load it, and it will load it into a brand new group. These little stars and pieces as nice as they are. That's what we're going to use. Yeah. So I like to do it is I like to start off with a hi-hat. We're going to take it off fixed velocity just so I can get some kind of little nuanced hits. We're going to hit record, so that brings up a recording scene underneath. So let's get into that one. Shift and record. Again, quantize. So I get a feel for how this snare is going to affect. So I'm using the tune just to bring it down a little bit. Yep, gonna go for that. One up. Give that a go. So if we want to add some effects to that sample, all we do up here is go to the plus, click in the encoder, and then that will bring up all of our effects here. And right now I want to hit that snare with some EQ. So we tap the EQ button, and there we have it. So I'm going to just apply, just use your ear, mess about. You want it to have a bit of crunch to it. I'm going to bring the low end up a bit as well. So you can hear how that's affecting it. Yeah, liking that. Now if we want to adjust it in the mix, you can see that snare is hitting way too high. So we're going to bring that down a bit. And that's because we have adjusted it. We've boosted the EQ, we've boosted the low end as well. So it is going to naturally make it a bit louder. So you just adjust that in the mix, it's still going to have that snap. Right, next I would like to add a little bit of reverb. So again, we hit the plus, we go to reverb, we hit load. We're going to stick the reverb time up. So you can hear how much space that snare has already. Yeah. Okay, it already has a maximizer, so it's been loaded with something already. That's why it sounds already quite nice. We're just going to adjust it a little bit. We're going to put a filter on it. We're going to adjust. underneath it. Yeah. So for that, we are going to go to pad mode. We're going to call this our main kick. So that's going to be number 1. We're going to go to this one. We're going to make that number 1, but we're going to hit receive. So you can hear that. That one's already activating right here. So we hit that snare. We're going to go over. We are going to add a saturator. I'm going to cycle through to find that. We're going to hit load. So you can hear how much that's added to that already. We're going to bring it down a little bit. On the mixer, we're going to bring it down. We don't want that to overpower this. Yeah. For our hi-hat, we're going to give that some space as well in the mix. So we're going to give that some reverb also. Very subtle on the hi-hat. So another thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of EQ to the sample as well, just to bring that to life. Bring it in line with our drums. So we'll hit load. Sound a little bit thicker. We're also going to add a little bit of reverb on that. So a good bit of reverb time, 2.1 seconds. But we're going to bring it down in the mix. So for our next scene, we're going to do this. So let's give it a go. Doing that already. Don't need that in there, so we're going to undo it. Quantize these. give it a go. Quite hitting how we'd exactly like, so that might get used, that might not. It depends how this is going to sit. Adjust it slightly. Not quite hitting, so I think we'd probably patch that one and just leave that out. So we'll just hit undo till that goes away. There we go. So what I'd probably do for my next part is I would take scene 2, duplicate it, delete these clips. So we hit create. We're going to call this scene 2. No, we're going to call it scene 1 because this first scene is scene 2 for whatever reason. So for the next part, we are going to add in some more drums. of that. So we're going to make a little recording there. So again, we're going to make the length of this probably 4 bars. You can, yeah, that's fine. And we'll give that a go. Right, let's give that a try. So I do believe we have the makings of the start of a beat. So that'll be our intro slash chorus, and these would be the verses. So yeah, there we are folks, my video on how to make a beat just using the hardware. I hope you all enjoyed it, hope you all got something from it, I certainly did. So stay tuned folks, there'll be more videos coming. I will be back, let me know what you would like to see. If you ask for something in the comments, chances are I will do it. So yeah, take care folks, I will see you all again. Bye!